Hi, I'm back with part 2 of my little craft with me. I don't know how well I'll go, but we'll see what I can manage. So we're going to start embellishing some of the tags and pockets and things that we prepared before. So I've prepared all of my bits and pieces that I might need. So I've got my basket of scraps here. I've got 2 bags of all different papers that I like to go to. I'll just put one of those down on the side there, otherwise I won't have enough space. I've got some music bits and pieces of paper that I like to use. I've got a whole lot of images that I might like. And then I have all my prepared tags here. And then I have all of these scraps that are a lot of things that I've printed. Some, like this is from one of my old books that I just photocopied it. It's just a piece of paper on that covers the book. And then this is beautiful Florentine paper. And then some of my marbled paper and things that I bought in Florence that I've photocopied. So I have all kinds of things there that I might like to tear up ready to go. And I think that's about it. And then I have my circle punch. Actually, I didn't tell you the last time in the last video. With my pockets, with the ones that run across the bottom of the page, I like to cut a little semicircle. So I'll just turn this upside down so I can see, and then punch it. That's how I do that. Okay. And the other thing I've prepared is I printed out these envelopes by, I think they're Artimaze, and I absolutely love them. And I had printed them on the ivory copy paper, and they were a bit flimsy. So what I did was I glued in, I left this one open so you can see, I glued in some old book page so it's nice and sturdy on the top and bottom. And I've stitched around all the way around there, around the flap. And then I'm just going to put some PVA glue down here and then glue them, and then I'll just pin those in place. You could leave them open and stitch them into your book and then glue it down as well, and then you'd have in the center of a signature, and then you would have an envelope in the center of the signature. But I like to paper clip them because that way they can be moved around as someone wishes. So I prepared 3 of those. So these ones have already been glued. And they're so pretty. I love those. Okay, so we better get on because this is going to be quite a long video, I think. So I don't know. I've never prepared, done anything on the video while I've been videoing before. So it might make me nervous and I might not be able to do anything. So another thing I didn't mention was I prepared a couple. I might prepare some more journaling cards. So what I did was I printed out my image. This is a public domain image from the New York Public Library, and I glued on some old paper. You can see, I think you can see the shadowing around the yellowing around the edges. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch the corners. Actually, that didn't do so well. I might need to empty it just a second. Should have done that before. Yes. Oh, it's really full. There we go. Now it'll work. Okay. Excuse me. So punch the corners. Okay. And what I did was when I glued it, I just tore the overhang, except for that bit. I might trim that bit off. I tore the overhang with my metal ruler, so I got the nice sort of raggedy sort of edge. And now I'm going to take them over to my sewing machine. I'll do it all after actually. I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew around the edge, and then I'm going to put a bit of lace. So I'll just show you the other ones that I've prepared. And again, the old paper. Maybe I won't round those edges because I like the rough edges. And here's another one. I absolutely love that. I'm going to stitch around those. And maybe I'll do that now. I have a few scrap pieces of paper for gluing so I don't get it on my mat. So I'll just quickly stitch around these. I'll just turn the, I don't know if you can see, turn the camera so you can see a little bit the sewing process. It's fairly simple, just straight stitch. I like to back stitch. Just go around. So when I turn the corner, I always, as I do with my sewing, keep my needle down into the paper or the fabric and then continue. So it doesn't move. Down, around. And if you wanted to, you could go round twice, 3 times, whatever you like. So I might just cut those off a little bit shorter. Can't really see what I'm doing, so I hope you can see. Now I'll go around this one. I'm using a dark chocolatey sort of brown thread. Sometimes I like to use a dark charcoal sort of grey thread as well. I never use black because I find it too harsh, and that's the same rule with my sewing as well. Even a navy blue is nice. And if you want to go even faster, just say you had prepared a whole lot of these, you can leave that in there and then just move it slightly and then start the next one. And it's the same thing with sewing. You just feed one in after the other and you go much faster that way. When you come to the rounded corners, you have to go slowly and then turn it and then do another stitch and then turn it to get around the corner. Especially with paper, because paper seems to fly along with the paper. Okay. And they're done. So now what I wanted to do on these was, I've got lots of lace and trims and hemp flying around. I think I wanted to put, I keep my little pieces of lace in here. I want to put a little bit of lace on each one. I'm thinking possibly a little bit of this. No, this, I love this one. This is one of my favorites. It's nearly finished. So I'll just cut. I don't think those scissors will cut. Where are my good scissors? I'll use these ones. I don't know if they don't cut fabric anymore really. It's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it here, and then I'm just going, oh sorry, I'm off video, put it there and stitch backwards and forwards a few times. Hopefully it doesn't move. Okay. And I just think that makes it, gives it a little bit more of a finished touch. Trim off the threads. I know some ladies like to leave them long. I don't want them too long. So that's that one. And the other ones I'll do after. I don't want to take too long doing those. So I'll just move the camera back around this way. You can see my mess back there. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. So, oh, I think, what was this for? Oh, I didn't show you my envelopes the last time. These envelopes here that I did. So basically what I did was I rounded all of my corners, like so. And then you need to decide, do you want the writing to be, see I covered this one up quite a lot, but I've got my writing upright. So if I want my writing upright, I need to, which side do I like more? It's the same really. So if I want it upright, I need to take the top here and turn that up. I think I might turn it a bit lower down and have a bigger flap. So, okay. So it's straight, yes. And then this is my flap for my envelopes. Very simple. And remember, we're going to be stitching all the way around. Just make sure it's straight. I'm sorry if I'm going off screen. I'm not used to working with a camera there. Okay, and then I'll be embellishing there. With these ones, I didn't embellish the back because I thought you could put some glue around there, and then it could be a pocket behind and a pocket in front. Or otherwise, you could just paper clip it into the book and then maybe put some plain paper there and someone could write on there. So that's entirely up a personal choice. Okay, so let's decorate some tags. So I made some of these little tags with those scraps that I showed you in the last one. They're super cute. So what I will do is just simply take one of these smaller images. Just choose one, if I can find them, and then I'll glue it. These are too big. I'll position it and glue it and punch a hole, and there you have a tag. Really simple. Oh, and I'll stitch around them as well. Maybe I'll use one of these. So I think I would position it like, put that at the top. Yes, that'll work. So what I'll do is I'll put some glue on the tag, and I might put I'm going to put glue stick on the tag. And I'll have to put that to one side to let it dry a second. I don't know if I want to put that image. Just let me see these ones over. I had some smaller ones. Where are they? Maybe I used them all. Or maybe I'll put this one on. I love that one. Let's put that one on. Just position it like that. Rub it down. Doesn't matter about the glue because I'm going to be stitching around it. And then just take it like this and then trim it off. And then in a second, when it's a bit drier, we can stitch around it and we'll put our hole. Just make sure we can't see the white. If that bothers you, you can always ink it. Doesn't bother me. Okay, so that's going to be a super cute little tag to put in a book. Okay, so I won't make those ones up now in the video because I'd like to go on a bit faster. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Okay, so my next tag is going to be a collage tag. Now does this one have, it has white on the back, so that, well not white, but ecru, so that's perfect. So what would we like to put on this tag? I think I would like one of these, that's too big. I might use one of these images, and then I'm going to go to this little bag here, and I have some old muslin. Oh, this is beautiful. Tulle sort of, this is very old tulle from France. I might like to put a piece of that behind. So that will go behind. I love that. And then what else do I want to do? I feel like I need some contrast. So basically all I do is get my basket here and just let's move some things out of the way. Basically just try things out until I see something that I like. So no, I do like that. Oh, I like that too. See, that's just a piece of scrap paper, and you can use it a little bit like washi tape. Don't need those big pieces. Oh, and I always love these recycled pieces of paper as well, but I don't know. Might use some of my straw paper. Yes, I like that. So I'm liking these colours. I hope you're liking them as well. Maybe I like this. See, it has a straight edge, so I might just tear that off because I don't want a straight edge. Okay, now let's see how we're going to layer it. Let's move it over here. Might move this a little bit further like that. That's better. Okay, so what do I like? Try that. Put a little bit of this maybe behind, or tear it. Maybe put this. So I think I like that there. And then I don't like things to all line up either. I might slip that under there. Before I stick anything down, I'm going to try it out. Put that under there. And have, oh yes, I like that. I do like that. And I don't know if we need this. Let's just tear it a little bit and see if we need this anywhere. Don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all glue down my jewel, and I'm just going to put some glue here. It doesn't have to stick down. I like it kind of with edges not completely stuck down. So let's put it like that. And then I'm going to use PVA for the scrapbooking paper because it's a much heavier paper, so just glue it a little bit like this. See, everything's very fast. I'm not being too fussy. There. And that'll help the chill stay down. And then I'm going to, I was putting that one over the top, so I'll just go around the edge here. And what I might do when that dries, when this image dries, I may stitch around it as well. I really like that. So that's great. And then I'm going to maybe put that one there on the edge. See? Maybe I like it on the other side. Nope, I think I like it over there. Okay, so that one, because that's an old piece of paper, I'm going to use my glue stick. And then we'll let that dry, and then I'll show you where I'm going to stitch that. The stitching will finish it off. And with this one, I am not going to put a hole in it up here. I think I'm going to attach some trim or some hemp. Now I did have a piece of trim in here, or this linen trim. No, got some pieces of hemp in here that I like. Could be a piece of hemp on there. No, or I can't see. Oh, there it is. I was thinking this one would be nice. No, I'm thinking lace. I'm moving on to back to the lace. I'm going to put some lace on there. I'm thinking I'm going to stitch the lace here when I stitch around. Oh yes, I like that. Okay, so that's ready for stitching. I'll put that to one side. I've lost my other one. Oh dear, I'm no good at this. Okay, so then we'll do another one. So with this one, I might show you how easy it is just to do it with some really nice, I really actually like this gorgeous image here. I'm thinking I might use it on the side. Yep, so I'm going to actually cover the whole of this one, so all I'm going to do is get my glue stick, and then we're going to go all the way all over here. Oh, there's my other one ready for stitching. And these glues seem to dry fairly quickly, so we'll be able to get that done. And so I'm going to line this up down here on the corner. And lay it flat. Make sure I iron it out. line it out, and then trim it off like so. And with my other video, I just watched it. I haven't published it yet, but I just watched it and I realized that there was quite a glare, so I apologize for that. I hope it wasn't too blinding for you all. You might need your sunglasses to watch it. See, that's going to be a gorgeous tag. So simple. I'm going to stitch around there, put a hole, and it's done. Or maybe some lace. Lace could be nice. I think lace is going to go on all of them today. Sometimes you can see when I make things, I do them in batches, and then I tend to have a similar style all the way through, and then the next time I do something completely different. So that's really cute. But what I might do on the other side is I might just put a little bit of something. Let's see what I've got here. Just something like a little bit of that, just to put a little bit of interest. Glue that there, and I might glue this piece here like so, and then I'll put some colour. Yes, that's it. And it just as you can see, it's just something that pops to mind, and you just try it, and sometimes it doesn't work out the way you think it's going to, and other times it does. And another thing I might suggest is that if you are having a blank and you're feeling kind of blocked, you've got a block, and you can't really, it's not coming to you, nothing's coming to you, can't work it out, just get up and go away and have a break, do some washing, do something else, and then come back to it, and you'll find that it works out for you. So, and I wanted to put a little bit of colour or something, so let me see. I've got all these lovely things over here. What about it? Man, that's the same colour. I absolutely love this paper by what she called Adimes. So I'll just tear a bit of that off, and I don't want these white bits here. I'll just tear those off, and to tear those off I'm tearing down that way. If I were to tear up, I get more white, so just tear it down, and I might put that up there. Yes, I think so, just to put a little bit of interest on the back. And with the thicker higher quality sort of papers, I like to use the PVA because it's stronger. I think I mentioned that before. Probably get a lot of thumbs down on this video because I've got no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so that to me is done. I think that's gorgeous. Okay, next one. So we'll do another one. Let me see. What sorts of things did I do before? I can't remember. Okay, so let's just start with, I have just some pretty old, I think they were old wallpaper designs and things that I just found on Pinterest. And I think I'm going to start with one of those. I'm going to just tear a piece because I want it to be torn here. And I'm tearing it upwards, or this side down, because I don't want to get that white on my piece, and then I don't want these straight edges, so I'll tear those. And I'm not going to throw out, see this little piece here, this can look really good on something, so I won't throw that out. I'll throw that into my basket over there, and then this is going to be too big, so I'll tear off. Okay, and I won't throw that out. I'll keep that in my basket over here as well. So I'm going to put this here, and then I want some other bits of interest, different papers. Now where is my big, got my paper bag here, and what I'm looking for is some grid paper. I love doing this. So you're mixing the old with the new, and I will just tear a piece like so, and then I try and get rid of some of my straight edges. I don't need those little teeny tiny pieces. Just get rid of your straight edges. Makes it a little bit more interesting. And I'm going to slip that up there, and I like that. And then I'm going to take some of my straw paper, my carta paglia, And this is only a small piece, so oh yes, I can do it. Just get rid of my straight edge there and there. I might slip that, just slide this down a little bit. I'll slip that under there, like that. And then I'm going to take something that contrasts. So a navy blue would contrast and not too patterned, but I don't think I have too much. I might try a piece of this, and sometimes I end up tearing up pieces and they don't work, so I just put them in my basket ready for the next one if it doesn't work. That's too much. Oh, I like it down there, you see? Okay, so that's going to be a good one. So then what I'll do is I'll lift everything up. So I remember, I'll just lift it up and just put it a little bit how I had it, and then I'll just glue that down because that's what's behind. And then my next piece will be my cartapaglia. You'll all be speaking Italian by the end of this. Sometimes I say a lot because I speak quite a bit of Italian here, obviously, each day, and I just forget words and they just pop into my head in Italian, a bit like Lulu. And so I have to think about it for a second. I'm like, what's the word? I can't remember. It's terrible. And then when I go home to Australia, everyone's just like, oh, God, you can't speak English anymore. So I think my dad wouldn't be very happy with me that after all the education he gave me, and my English is shocking now that I live in Italy. So that was that way. Just glue that down there. Okay, like so. And then just glue that one down the bottom and it's done. And then I will be doing some stitching. So maybe we'll prepare one more, and then that will be the end of this video. I'll do the stitching and then it will be the end of the video. And then I'll come back with another video and do maybe some pockets and envelopes. I feel really bad keeping people here for too long. So let's see. So I have some of these smaller images that were too big. That's gorgeous, isn't it? So I wonder what do we want to do with that one. Maybe I always tend to use the same things all the time. I really like this gorgeous paper, so I might tear some of that. Slip that in there somewhere. Like here. Yes, I'm liking that. And then I might use, no, not that one. I like the contrast in the colours. See, this one is too, for me, it's too similar to the background, so I tend to go to something that's a bit more contrasting. And sorry, not the thing. I'll just slip that under there. Don't want to cover him up. Maybe I'll slip it and put it on the top. No, I don't like that. Let me see. So what about if I put this, make it smaller? It's too big. Put that, nope. See, sometimes it just doesn't work. I do like those, so I'm doing something wrong here. I'm sure you ladies can see exactly what I should be putting there, but I can't hear you, unfortunately. So put that one there. I quite like that, and then I'll be doing some stitching, so that might work, and I might add a bit of lace somewhere. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So let's glue him down. I am going to stitch around that image, so I'm not too fussed about where the glue's going. Put that there. But I'm not going to be stitching around this one, so I need to make sure I glue it properly. Like so. And this one I'm also not going to stitch around, so I'll make sure I glue that properly. Okay, and then I wonder, would I like, I wonder if I would like something else on there. Let's have a look. Don't have too much, oh, because I moved it all over there. Quite like that. No, no, don't like any of that. A bit of fabric. I don't mind the fabric. Maybe there. Don't mind the fabric. Do I have a more textural piece of fabric? Oh, what about a bit of this? This is just a really scrappy piece. I'll have to use PVA glue for that. No, that could stitch across the top. That's what I'll do. I'll stitch that across the top, so I think I'll consider that done like that, or like that. I think I like it like that. No, I don't. Change my mind. Okay, I think we'll do the stitching, because, oh, what about this? No, don't like that either. Okay, give up. Okay, I do get into such a mess, really a big mess. That's why I have to do these videos in bits, because I can't work like I normally do, where I make such a mess and then I just can't understand what I'm doing. Okay, so it's very simple, just stitching around. When you go round corners, keep your needle down. And I just think it gives it that extra special touch. And that one's done. See that? Trim off my threads. Move on to the next one. Put that one over there. Okay, so here I'm not stitching around any of this here. I'm just going around the border of my tag. I'm sorry if I'm not talking while I'm sewing, but I feel like, well, one, I have to concentrate, and number two, you probably can't hear me, so that one's done. And now stitch around this one. I've also got that, so I might as well catch that as I go. So I'll start at the top and just put that like that. Oh, I really like this one. This one's my favourite. Sometimes the simplest ones are my favourites. And I would, with this one, actually I'm going to start over here. But then when I come to the lace, I'm going to go backwards and forwards a bit. Like this, just to catch it. And then come back up here and then continue round. Sometimes the images are just so beautiful, you don't really need too much else to decorate the tag. Okay, so let's have a look. That's that one, and the back. Even the back's cool, I love that. So it's all glued down properly. And you have the lace on that side and the lace on that side. Now this one I'm going to first stitch around there, around the image. I probably should have done that before because now I'm going to have stitching. Actually, I should have done that before. So I'm going to have stitching on the back of my tag where you might like to write. But we can solve that by sticking down some paper. Now that I've turned the camera around, I don't know whether I'm on screen or not, and then I'm just going to do my normal stitching around. Okay, that's that one. Now I'm just thinking here, you see, I shouldn't have done that. I should have stitched the image before I put it on. But what I might do is just tear some of this paper here, quite a big piece. Oops, tear it around the edges as close as I can. Oh, I'm tearing it the wrong way. Tear that off. Take that piece off because I don't like that. And what I will do, yep, that's going to be good. So might even be an improvement. Sometimes errors can turn into an improvement. So I'll just glue that about here, maybe that way, I think. And then I'm going to take some more different paper. Which paper do I think? Over here. No, not that paper. See, it's a bit of a process, isn't it? Got a little scrap here. I don't like that. What about, oh, this. Maybe some of this could be nice. Let's just tear a piece and see. Like that, but it needs something else. I'm very attracted to that, and I like that. Yep, that's it. Okay, so let's glue those down, and I'll have to do the same on the other one probably. Glue that down there, like so, and then this one. I'm sorry if I'm off the screen. It's all too much for me today. Just having one of those days. Okay, I like that. And then I think we'll put some lace on that one. And what lace will it be? Or maybe I would like some hemp. Let's have a look. That's too big. A little bit smaller. So I'll just cut that. Put that like that. Yes, oh, that's pretty. Very nice. Okay, so we'll just put that under. Hopefully it doesn't move. And stitch it backwards and forwards. Okay. And then we'll turn it around and see what the other side looks like. Pretty good. Good. Okay. And then this last one here, I'm going to have to do the same. And this one I'm going to, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to stitch down here. Turn it around. Right. Totally optional to stitch around the image. I like the effect of it. I should have stitched them before and then glued them on. So, you know, there's such a long time lapse between when I first made them and now, and I don't remember how I did them. some of the logical things that you do the first time, forget about them the second time. That one's not too bad. I don't think I'll do anything on the back, or maybe a little bit. Let's see. Oh, I probably like to do a little bit on the back too. Maybe not cover all of it. Stick that one there. Maybe take a little piece of this one here, like so, and then something else. What would I like to see? The blue. I thought I was clever and had pulled everything out, but I'm having trouble finding things, and now I'm dropping things as well. Let's see. Oh, I like that blue. What about this plain? I've got this plain blue on this Artie Maze paper. Maybe I like that. So that could go down there. No. No, I think I'll leave it. I'll stitch around it and that'll be it. Okay, nearly done. Okay, and then I think I'm also going to put, oops, sorry, I knocked it again. I'm going to put some trim on this one as well. And, well, the other option is you could also just stitch, like, take some paper, tear it, and stitch down a little paper tab sort of thing, which can also be nice, but actually I need that to be a little bit straighter. No, that one's not working. Oh, what about this one? This is it. Tear that. I like that. So just fold it in half. And then, yes, I do like that. So let's hold that in place and stitch backwards and forwards there. We might do one last tag and then I'm going to sign off on this video, and hopefully I'll get another video done today, but it's getting late and I like to work with the natural light. One last is, I made one last time and I really loved it. I want to use this gorgeous Artie Maze paper. So I think I'll take one of my bigger tags. Where have I got one? Here. Like this one here. Here, this one. I'm going to put some glue on there and I'm going to glue down. I'm going to choose a part of the paper and glue down that and then trim it. And then I'm going to hole punch it. So I think I'm going to choose a part, as this tag has writing on both sides, I'm going to choose a part of the paper that is a little bit blank, has a little bit of free space on it. Just want to move my sticky thing out of the way, sorry. Just a disaster today. So I've got my paper here and I'm going to glue it down in this corner. I like this corner down here. Just flatten it out. And then I'll just trim up the side. I'm going to go right up, as you would with fabric, so I don't have funny edges. Just make sure, yes, I like that. So you catch a little bit of the flowers, and that's the side that you could write on. And on this side here you could, or you could put some plain paper there. Just making sure I'm in the video. Okay, and then I'll just trim this a little bit better so we don't see the white. Okay, that's so pretty. That's going to go on another tag. You see? So when you do one thing leads to another. I mean, that is just beautiful. And that's going to get a little thin. I know exactly what I'm doing with that. So I'll just let that dry. I've decided to put this on another one. I want to find a smaller one. Oh, yes, here we go. Sorry, that was my telephone. Okay, what do you think that could go on there? Overhangs just a tiny bit, but I like that. Okay, so let's glue this tag. One thing always just leads to another. Glue it on that side. Can you see me? Yes. It's not that exciting seeing me today. But, you know, you might find some inspiration. And if you do find some inspiration, I would love to see what you make. Might inspire me to do something different or in a better way. Because, as I've mentioned before, I am a sewer and not... It's like, you know, I haven't been working with paper for very long. And so, you know, I've got plenty to learn. I don't think I really have a lot to teach people, but I know that I have my own particular style of doing things, so maybe my videos can help someone find their own style or combine my style with something else. So that's going to be another gorgeous tag. Love that. Okay, and do I have any inspiration for anything else? Nope. Okay, let's quickly finish these up. As you can see, I'm stitching them straight away. I'm not worried about the glue. My poor sewing machine. I did all that sewing for the markets, and I didn't even change my needle from all the sewing I'd been doing on paper. But you know what? It worked just fine. I have no issues. I'm very slack about things like that. So that one's stitched. And the stitching just does such a gorgeous effect on them. Okay, and then I'll stitch around this one. Right here. And then I just wanted to show you what I was going to do with the lace or the trim. Okay, that's stitched. I'll just trim it off. Okay, so then I'm going to take my hole punch and about, can you see, sorry, halfway, I just do it by eye really. I'm never precise. Put my holes in. And I can guarantee you my sewing is as willy-nilly as my paper crafting. Okay, let me see. Oh, this one. So I've got this gorgeous antique trim. It's not a wide trim. And what I want to do is just cut a piece. And I'm going to thread it through here. And then it's very simple, but I think it's really pretty like this. Like that. And I'm not going to tie it. So you don't even have to use that too much. I'm just going to get my machine. You can hear the bells. I think it's 6 o'clock. And I'm just going to stitch backwards and forwards. And, oh dear. So my machine has unthreaded itself, so that's a pain. Because I didn't pull my thread long enough. Okay, can I see? Because can I get it in the first? Sometimes it takes me half an hour to thread it. Got it. Oh, yay. The other day I couldn't get it, for the life of me, couldn't get it to go through. Okay, so let's try again. attach it there. And I might use a different one on the other one. So I'll just trim my... I hope I'm on the screen. I'll have to proof this video before. Wouldn't even begin to know how to edit them. So you can see there. And let me find another one. I wouldn't begin to know how to edit them, so it may not make it on air. Oh, here we go. What about this one? I've got more old laces than I know what to do with, because I'm so worried about them running out of, not being available anymore eventually, that I just, whenever I go to the antique market, if there's a good seller there that's selling them for a good price, I'll buy them. Backwards and forwards, and we're done. So I'll show you quickly what I did, and if I come up with something else, I'll do another video. At the moment, this is what I'm coming up with, so so these are very simple to do, and they're nice and sturdy, and you're recycling old pages, and you have the lovely old, what can we say, patina on the paper. It's all sort of going brown around the edges, the gorgeous script, and there's room to write there. You could put a little, if you wanted to cover that up with some plain paper, you can do that, do a little collagey bit with a little bit of colour, and then and the rest you can write on. Or otherwise you can leave it like that and then maybe stick a little photo or something, or an image, or it can just be a decoration. So we've got this one as well. Can do the same on the back there. And then we have this one where we did the collage with the image and the stitching. So as I mentioned, do this part before you glue it on. Stitch all around the image before you glue it on. I forgot about that, but that's okay. It's kind of around the edge, so you can still write there if you want to. And then I love this one. This is very textural because you have bits of fabric and different papers. And you can see I put my image off center, which I really like. And I don't like things to all line up, so I would never put everything all on the right or all on the left. Something that's going right across, something on the right, and then something on the left. So it's not too balanced. And then I used hemp up here. You could use linen if you don't have hemp. See, I need to glue that down a little bit better. And then a little bit of a collage, so you can still write here. You could use a dark pen and still write, or just write down here without any problem. And then this is one of my favorites. You see, sometimes the image is so beautiful that all you need is a little bit of a lace and the image and a little bit of stitching, and it's just gorgeous. And then on the back, just a little bit of collage. And remember here, when I made the tag, I kept the plain pages from the books, so that I'm actually using real old paper on the backs. So I really like that idea. And lace really just adds such a beautiful touch to them. And then, I didn't finish off these ones, so I need to put the hole in here. And I might put just some baker's twine in this one, or I might do it like those ones there. This one here. That would be really nice. Yes, I think I'll do that. So I'll do that after off the video. And then this one I'll just do baker's twine, I think. Yeah, I like baker's twine. So I'll put baker's twine in that one. And these were just 2 strips that I stitched together and made little tags. And if you didn't like the stitching and the join, you could put a piece of paper over that. Do a little collagey thing and then write there. So I love these. These are really cute little things that you can just paper clip into a journal, and it just decorates the page. So thank you very much for watching my very bodgy video today. It wasn't very good, but we're not always perfect and things don't always work. But I hope that you found some inspiration. I'll certainly be back. I don't know when to do the other parts I want to make the pockets and the envelopes, because and actually I need to get them done quickly because I'm working on a journal for a customer, and I'll just give you a quick glimpse of it. It's one of my canvas ones. It's a bigger one, and it's going to be gorgeous. It's really full, and I'm just making the ephemera for it. So I'll do a flip through of that when it's done. And then I have another little journal that was ruined at a market that I had to fix it. And so I've done that today. It's super gorgeous. It's only small, but really it's like one of my favorites. I don't even know if I want to sell it or not, but I need to put a little bit of ephemera in that one, some tags in there too. So, and then I'll do a flip through of that as well. So hopefully I'll get some more done. Oh my goodness, this is such a long video. Okay, have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll be back again very soon with another video. And I'm sorry about my mess and my very bad videoing, but hopefully I'll get better as I go along. Thank you. Bye.